Naruto Uzumaki is the best protagonist in anime, and I will fight you if you disagree. Unless you're really tall or strong, in which case I'll run away crying. Anyway, the Shinobi world is not a forgiving place. It's where children fight and die on the battlefield. It's a place where clans can be genocided and civilians can be slaughtered. Is genocided a word? Anyway, it's a terrible place. In this unforgiving world, Naruto is an outsider. He's shunned by the village for having the nine-tailed fox, and his only real bond is with Iruka. Shikamaru and Choji don't count because their relationship with Naruto was filler and not canon, and Hiruzen doesn't count because it's his fault Naruto was treated so bad in the first place. Minato's last wishes were for the village to treat Naruto like a hero, and Hiruzen was like, yeah, okay, I hear you, let the village treat him like shit, got it. I'm sure instant ramen is enough nutrition for a child. And before we get into it, guys, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, it helps out the channel a lot. Naruto is undoubtedly an outsider, someone with nearly no friends. The only way people pay attention to him is when he acts out, like painting the Hokage faces or playing pranks in class. All of this is a cry for attention, because being scolded is better than being ignored. But while Naruto suffered for being alone, there's actually a flip side to it. It's this outsider status that lets him develop a philosophy that's totally different than the rest of the world. He wasn't indoctrinated into the status quo of war and suffering. He didn't know, like so many others did, about the unfairness and horrors of the Shinobi world. He was traumatized as a kid, like many others, but his trauma was unique. Neji's father was forced to die due to politics. Haku's dad tried to kill him because he feared his Kekkei Genkai. Children like them were continuously shown that one of the predominant features of the world they lived in was unfairness, was cruelty, and that's just how things were. And even though Naruto was ignored, ostracized, whispered about, even though his best friend for so long was a swing, even though he knew people hated him, he didn't know why. He didn't understand how deep the cruelty ran, and didn't have this reality beaten into him like so many others did. By ignoring him, the villagers, in a sense, shielded him from the reality of the world. Other people may have gotten used to it, or thought the hatred ran too deep to be changed, but not Naruto. And that's what sets the tone for Naruto throughout the series. He's a kid who believes in change and hope, because if he's unable to change things, he'll never be accepted or loved. Accepting the state of the world isn't an option for him. He needs to be recognized. He can't sit around and accept the stares of the villagers and his classmates, or accept the taunts that he'll never amount to anything. He's forced to believe in change to create a better life for himself. And because he's forced to believe in change, he applies that to areas outside of his own life. He calls BS on Zabuza not caring about Haku. He tells Neji he'll change the Hyuga. He talked no Jutsu's Gaara and Pain and Obito. Naruto is an underdog. Yes, I know about being a reincarnation of Ninja Jesus and all that BS, and I know that he is the nine-tailed fox, which nobody else has. But an underdog story doesn't mean you have nothing. It just means the odds are against you. And for Naruto, they definitely are. Not only is he ostracized, but he's also kind of dumb. He doesn't understand academic concepts, failed the academy test 3 times. He totally misunderstands Hinata's feelings about him until the last. And finally, he seems to not care at all about what it means to be a ninja, like when he confronts Kakashi head-on during the bell test instead of hiding, and when he yells at Zabuza, but more on that later. Naruto is an underdog because nobody in his universe believes he can accomplish anything. He's branded by everyone from his classmates to the other villagers as a failure. Aside from Kakashi, Iruka, and I guess Hiruzen, nobody really believes in him. And why should they? He's basically a delinquent and doesn't show any real promise inside the village until the Chunin exams. Even people that didn't actively hate him for being the nine-tailed fox would probably get annoyed by his antics. On top of that, he's arrogant, believing himself to be above Genin level missions and disrespecting the Hokage. But all of these things just make him feel human. It's not interesting to watch someone just do what's told of them, it's way cooler to watch them rebel. And rebelling against the system, this unjust system of the Shinobi world, is what Naruto does for the entire series. And that's why I love him. Because he's hope and humanity in a cold, hopeless existence. His speech to Zabuza exemplifies this and is also one of my favorites in the show. Haku has just died, and Gato and his men have come to attack Team 7. But once Zabuza says he was only using Haku as a tool, Naruto ignores the threat that Gato poses and yells at Zabuza, an elite Jonin, maybe even Kage level fighter who far outclasses Naruto in both skill and experience. And this little 12-year-old kid rips him a new one for treating Haku the way he did. And the craziest thing is, Zabuza changes. The demon of the mist, someone who killed all his classmates and was a literal assassin for hire, starts crying at Naruto's words. Kakashi couldn't have done this. Neither could Sakura or Sasuke. Only Naruto, who understood true human loneliness and was bold enough to yell and scream in this way, was able to get through to Zabuza. Only idealistic, naive, loud, arrogant Naruto. And Zabuza acknowledges him, saying, "Even Shinobi are human. No matter how hard we try to escape that simple fact, we always fail." This is why Naruto gets through to people. Because in a world where Shinobi are taught to kill their emotions, accept missions without questioning them, only an outsider like Naruto can reject the faulty, heartless way of the world and expose the humanity in Shinobi. Naruto's character arc is incredible. We go from a kid shunned to a kid beloved, someone who wasn't expected to amount to anything, to the savior of the village and even the world. I'm not the biggest fan of flashback sequences in Naruto. They can be super long and annoying. Sometimes they even have flashbacks for things that happened like 2 minutes earlier. It's like someone told them they needed to make an anime marketed exclusively towards Dory from Finding Nemo. But I'll admit, when we get the little flashback bit from Ebisu-sensei after Naruto beats Pain, recapping the evolution of the village and Naruto's relationship to the point where they finally do view him as a hero, I teared up a bit. How could you not after watching for so long? But the Pain arc isn't the end of Naruto's journey. He may have been accepted by the village, but the Akatsuki's still out there. Jiraiya's dream is unfulfilled. And the way he grows following his encounter with Pain is incredible. As I've stated in my video on Pain's philosophy, Nagato and Naruto are clearly meant to be parallels. Both Uzumaki, potential children of the prophecy, students of Jiraiya with immense innate power. Even their names sound similar, Naruto and Nagato. And so, it's so fitting that the villain that changes Naruto's philosophy the most is Nagato. Pain explains that the Leaf and the other 5 nations had continuously waged war upon each other, putting smaller nations in the crossfire. He tells Naruto that Yahiko died, thanks in large part due to the Leaf. And he forces Naruto to think. Naruto up until this point had been very proactive on getting stronger and getting people to acknowledge him. But he'd never really thought about how to enact systemic change. Before Pain's speech, Naruto just wanted to kill him. But after their discussion, Naruto decided on a different path, one of understanding. He's not a loudmouth, rebellious ninja anymore. He's someone actually trying to reflect and start a dialogue and stop the cycle of hatred. Naruto shifts his focus away from just himself and his friends and towards real, systemic change. He doesn't kill Nagato, and he's instantly rewarded with Nagato resurrecting everyone that he killed, including Kakashi. Although he lost one mentor, Naruto's reflection and his answer to the cycle of hatred saved another. Naruto previously was someone who undoubtedly had a temper. Pretty much every time the Nine-Tailed Fox was let out was because he was too angry and lost control. But against Nagato, he shows restraint. Naruto becomes so persuasive and so kind-hearted that he even befriends the Nine-Tails, a being that was said to have lived for destruction and death. Kurama is someone that humans had been trying to tame and conquer for centuries, but Naruto is the one who finally harnesses his power, not through pure conquest, but understanding. And I don't want to get too deep into Sasuke here, because I might give Naruto and Sasuke's bromance their own video, which you should subscribe for, by the way, but I'll say this much. When Naruto tells Sasuke, "I'm the only one who can understand you," he's 100% right. Naruto is the only one who can grasp the loneliness that Sasuke feels. And so, he's the only one who can get through to Sasuke, the only one who won't abandon him. Sasuke was Naruto's first friend, his first peer to acknowledge him, and Naruto will refuse to abandon him until the end. Because Naruto believes in friends, and because Naruto is unreasonable. It's not reasonable for the village to grow to love the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox who killed their leader and destroyed their home. It's not reasonable for the demon of the mist to shed tears. It's not reasonable to turn the sand serial killer into a leader worth following. But Naruto did it anyway. And that's why he thinks he can save Sasuke. That's why he does save Sasuke. I love Naruto because he's a light in a dark, dark world. Someone who's unwavering and always confident. But more than that, because he's human. He's not very intelligent, he has a temper, he acts out, he's a little arrogant, and so on and so forth. He's not perfect, but he's still someone you can empathize with and root for. A child who grows into a thoughtful and proactive young adult. An outcast who becomes Hokage. The best main character in all of anime. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell, liking, and all that. I make avatar and anime content twice a week, so hop in, enjoy the ride. If you made it this far, let me know who your favorite anime MC is in the comments, and yeah, until next time.